Good afternoon and welcome back to this edition of Central Valley Business. I'm your host Lauren Baker and we are back with Gerry Catanzarite, and Perry Jensen, who are here to talk about their charter school, Big Picture High School. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I hope I didn't mess up your name.
No, it was good.
Okay, so tell us what your plans are and what you want to talk about today as far as Big Picture High School goes.
Well, currently at Big Picture we have grades 7 through 12 plus adults. And we've decided that we need to start a little younger with the kids because a lot of the kids come to us from the other schools that are far behind. So we've decided to open our own elementary school also.
Oh, that's cool.
So we have approval now for grades K through 12 total.
Wow.
So we're adding K6 to the 7-12 school.
That's so cool. So like a kid that starts there in kindergarten can literally grow up with you.
That's right. And you know, the program at Big Picture is designed for that. Everyone has an advisor. That advisory is kind of a home away from home for you. And you stay with your advisor over a period of time. And that becomes your home.
That's
and
so nice.
You know, right now we have 5 students who start in the 7th grade that are graduating from high school. It's very exciting. You know? Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what Big Picture High School is about compared to like other high schools, like why parents should maybe consider sending their kids there as opposed to the ones that we already know, like Bullard or Hoover or something like that?
Yeah, I think the first thing that's important is the relationship that I was talking about. We know the parents well, we know the students well, we know their individual issues, their positive things, the negative things, we know it all, so that we can prescribe a program kind of one student at a time. So if a student is a high performing student and they have an interest in aerospace or something, well, we're going to try to help them with that, you know, help aim them starting from a little kid. You know, little children generally don't know what they want, but they have interests, right?
Absolutely.
So, we're focusing on what we call STEAM. I think most people know about STEM, you know, which is science, math, engineering, and technology. And you add A for art.
Oh, yay!
You know, and so we're focusing on that. And now that we're gonna have a complete school, like a little mini school district, we'll have the ability to really spread that out. Start young with our kids, and with strong academics behind it all, and music and art and the STEM component. We feel like our kids, by the time they reach grade 12, will be going everywhere to college or careers. We're a college and career prep school, and so it's very exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is the new program for like K through 6 going to be implemented like the next school year to come?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be at a separate site. We're not doing them all at the same site. The K6 component will be at a site about 3 miles away from where our current site is.
Okay.
And we'll have a bus going between the two so that we can we can have students over here going that way and students over here going that way, kind of thing.
How awesome. I was going to say, what other things should we know about, like, is it just that program you're starting up, or are there other avenues that are coming up as well?
Well, so we do a lot of things. We have a goal to help all students become employable and college ready and all that sort of thing. And so we really do look at one student at a time, and we try to help that student grow. And so it's important for us to have programs that fit everyone's needs. So not only do we have the college prep piece and career prep piece, we have internships in the community in our high school, and we have students in whatever their area of interest is. 1 day a week they spend that time at a real life learning situation, then do projects around it. So we're a project-based school, and we'll have regular instruction and projects throughout all of our grades. Then along with that, we have a dropout recovery program for adults. So any student who didn't graduate from high school can come and talk to us and get into one of our evening programs and work towards their diploma, not just the GED, but towards the diploma. And we even have a little component for people that want to start by learning how to speak English first, so that they can be ready to work on their diplomas if they would like to do that. So we have a lot going right now
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit more about like the specialized programs? Like, because I know we were talking off the air about how like we know some students that go to Big Picture High School
Right.
that are working with the No Youth Media downtown, which is a youth-led newspaper. Like, how does that work with like connecting students to like programs like that?
So in our high school, starting in the 9th grade, you start exploring what you're going to be interested in as a career. Find your area of interest, and then you write a resume and a cover letter related to what your area is that you're interested in. Then you look for some place in the community where you might go one day a week and spend an entire day there with a mentor, and that mentor guides you through real stuff, right? And so it depends on what you're interested in. We have students all over the place, really. So if you're interested, for example, I'll give you some previous examples. We have students that are interested in animals. Maybe they want to, I don't know what they want. They might want to just work with animals because they love animals. They might want to become a vet. You never know, It's a career pathway. So they explore places where they might want to go. And in the past, we've had people at the zoo working with the zookeepers. We've had them at animal rescue places. We've had them at any kind of a different place, like veterinarian offices, because maybe they're more interested in that. We've had students working with Alzheimer's patients.
Oh.
Because that's what they want to do. They want to work. They want to serve their community. They want to work, maybe become a nurse in that kind of a field. Matter of fact, the last 2 girls that we had, they both graduated. They both got jobs, summer jobs, and now continued jobs while they're going to college, and both of them became employees of the month.
That's so great.
That's pretty cool. And we have 2 people here. As a matter of fact, 2 of our kids work here. They're tech people, and they're doing technology work right here at your studio.
Absolutely, we got interns.
Yeah, and we, the No is another place where we have them. They're writing articles. They want to be writers, so they've found a place like that. We had another student last year that graduated. He wasn't interested in college. He wanted to work on cars, so he ended up with an internship at a body shop. He got a job as soon as he graduated, and he's working there now and working his way up. For all we know, he'll own the place sometime. You know what I mean? He has that kind of a relationship with the employer who was his mentor. So it's whatever your interest is. We try to help you get into it, and it becomes real life learning. And there's a project, an educational project associated with all of this. So whatever your internship is, you're going to be doing some project work that's going to assist your mentor, but also is connected with the all of the A through G requirements, depending on what it is. You're going to be writing. You're going to be presenting. All of our kids present their learning every quarter to a group, like a 45-minute presentation to an audience, and they have to stand up for what did I learn this quarter.
Yeah.
And if they were goofing off, they have to talk about that too, right?
Little show.
That's right. So.
Now, Perry, how does your role fit into all of this with what's going on at Big Picture High School?
Well, I'm heading up the K-6 school, and what our goal is to lay that foundation. If you look at high school students for over a number of years, there was the point you had those that could talk and you had the rest that couldn't. So part of the change in the whole education system is that children are learning from the age of kindergarten on up that they have a voice, they learn how to use that voice, and so our children from kindergarten through 6th grade are learning how to express their opinions, how to demonstrate even at that young of age that they can show you that they've learned. Again, as Dr. Cat is saying, it's that point of to show that you have the capacity to do something, you have to be able to explain it to somebody. It's not simply that you've taken a test, you've got a numerical quantity there that says, yes, I passed this. There's so much more to life than just passing a test.
Yes.
So what we're teaching children together, literally kindergarten through 12th grade, is to develop their voice, to really seek out their interests. So even the children in kindergarten through 6th grade are being exposed to robotics, art, music, journalism. They're going to be heading into Fresno City Hall to look at that for those that, God forbid, would want to go into politics. But it's just the idea that when you expose a child to all that there is in the world, then they have a much better idea of what it is they want to do to be involved in that world. So the idea that you're going to hear continually within Big Picture is real learning to deal with real experiences.
That's
It's
the
nothing
name.
here is going to be artificial. It's really learning how to deal with real world situations, because that's the thing that as an adult we've seen so many children between the two of us, probably almost 100 years of education, that so many kids leave high school that they can pass a test, and that's what they can do. They can pass a test. So the idea behind Big Picture is that these young men and young women that are leaving not only could pass a test and do it well, but they have the ability to look at a real world situation and say, yes, I know how to deal with this. I know the direction to go, and I've got the ability within myself to express how it's going to happen. And that's a real, in a sense, a gift, instead of being afraid to tell people where you are with something or where you'd like to see it go. Our kids are going to be able to walk into a situation and express themselves.
Oh, I hope a lot more schools follow suit with that principle, because I know so many people, including people from my own high school class, who have said numerous times, once they went to college, they felt like they weren't really prepared as they could have been, and that's very true, with standardized tests or tests in general, you can memorize what's supposed to be there, but it doesn't mean that you're retaining what it is you're supposed to know, and then you leave, end up feeling I didn't even learn anything, all 40 years, at least the high school I went to. I can't speak for all, but that's just people that I've known that have felt that way for sure. And if you're doing the opposite, I can't even comprehend, I can comprehend, but I can't even fathom how invaluable that is for I hope everyone starts doing things like that and follows suit with what you're doing.
You brought up one other thing. So our students get to take concurrent college classes if they would like to. And so we try very hard once they get in the ninth grade, if they're ready to be able to do that, we would work that out with Fresno City College. Generally it's 11th grade and up, but doesn't mean they can't go in earlier. And one of my students, for example, who's graduating, been there all of the 6 years, she has 18 units at City College already.
Wow.
Plus 9 units at Fresno Pacific University. So that's a big deal, right?
Yeah, it is.
Now that's not every student. We're one student at a time, right? I mean, it's whatever you want to do. But this is really important, because we really take a look at what's going to work best for the student and try to make them ready for the real world,
Absolutely.
And it's done through their work, not ours. I mean, obviously we work hard, but
Yeah.
the kids have to do a lot of work. I mean, they have to be engaged in the learning. And the cool part, the Common Core standards that everybody's battering around and all that, they align really perfectly with what we're trying to do. So it makes it easy for us to implement the Common Core standards. So.
Absolutely. How can or when should parents talk to you if they're considering Big Picture as a good alternative for their family?
Well, if they're considering it for next year, now is the time.
Okay.
Okay, we've already been recruiting. We have a lot of students coming in. But since we're opening a new elementary school, we still have quite a few openings at this point. But we do have openings in other grades too. So, yeah, if you're interested, now would be the time to contact Big Picture.
Well, and on top of that, if they want to, over at the Ted C. Wills side, at that side of the school, there's a parent meeting literally tomorrow night at 5:30.
Oh, perfect.
And then there's another meeting on the 9th, again at 5:30. We will provide food, and parents have an opportunity to come in, ask questions, see how their students would fit into the Big Picture program, and we'll try to make sure that we've accommodated them in any way, shape that we can.
Absolutely.
The big thing that you're going to see with Big Picture is that it's not a, if you're fortunate, you get in. It's the point that we recognize all children deserve a good education. So we work very diligently to try to accommodate as many children in the program as we can, because we adamantly believe that too oftentimes children go through 12 years of school and that's all they can say. I went through 12 years of school. I'd really like, and Dr. Cat and I truly believe in the fact that it should be that by the time they have left high school, they know they've had an experience, and it's not just, yeah, I know I went through those courses. It's that I had an experience and now I have something to use with that experience.
That's awesome. And I can't emphasize enough how much I hope that other schools that maybe are like people affiliated with like other schools in the districts like are watching this and they think and start to feel like maybe we should be doing that too. Maybe we should all be on the trend of actually educating our children, because again, not everyone, there's too many kids I feel that like slip through the cracks and like they go unnoticed because they're too busy trying to meet a quota for like testing and things like that, and it's not fair to them. It's really not. Gosh, how can people contact you guys if they want to learn more about tomorrow's event and things like that?
Why don't you give me your number for tomorrow's event?
The phone number for tomorrow's event is it's 497-8272. You can get hold of Rodrigo, or you can get hold of Teresa or Jessica, and they'll definitely give you all the information that you'll need to have in order to be there either tomorrow night or on the 9th.
And where will it be?
It's we're on the other side of Ted C. Wills, so it's on the North Glen side. If anybody knows where Ted C. Wills is in the Tower District, we're on the if you were to come straight down Olive and turn on to Glen like you're heading to Highway 180, there we are. You can't miss us because we're literally the last building on the street.
Perfect.
Right.
Well,
Well, I was just going to say, if they want to call the Big Picture High School side, then they can just call 420-1234.
Okay.
Or the email address, my email address is on the screen. You could email me, and I'll get back to you.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for being here,
Thank you.
gentlemen. It was great talking about this, and I hope everyone here is watching it and follows suit and wants to learn more and considers it for their own families as well. We'll be right back on Central Valley Business after these messages.